and peace. May we all be blessed with good health, long life, prosperity, wisdom, and peace.
Vargavalundan, sir. 1 minute, sir. Can I leave? I've got some work.
What's it, madam?
I want to go, sir. I've got some work. Can I leave, sir? I'm co-host here.
Is it audible now? Is it? Are you able to see everything is all right?
Yes, sir. Everything's okay. Everything is okay, sir. Audible, sir.
Okay, please. I'll continue.
Thank you so much. Vargavalundan.
Yes, dear participants. Yeah, sorry. Sorry for the delay that's happening. Somehow that not able to not been connected properly. Just please hold on for us some time. Yeah. Okay, okay. Yes, I think there is some problem there. I'm not able to share the screen. But anyway, today, otherwise it's a beautiful day. Today is Vethathiri Maharishi's 112th birthday. I'm speaking from aliyar, the ashram, and we had a huge crowd. We had Sukhi Shivam, a very famous spiritual leader, a great orator, spoke beautifully about Swamiji and his contribution to the whole world. And how just practicing even a couple of things, what Swamiji has been saying, just on anger, that I will not get angry with starting from my life partner, from my brothers, sisters, starting from there, the whole world can change. So much of message Swamiji has given to us, very, very practical steps, simple meditations. So today we could relive all that. So it is from that ashram I am sharing some thoughts. But we did not know, most of us don't know that Swamiji was also a cabinet minister. So it is a great surprise to all of us. And for a couple of weeks, we have been talking about it. Now, what happened was immediately after Indian independence, 1950s or so, Swamiji was thinking that why should we not bring a big change, a huge population of 100 crores of people? And what has been bothering us? So then some people came to him and they said, you should become a minister so that you can guide us properly. Because we need political leaders of honesty, purpose, determination, and a great vision. So Swamiji signs that document and he becomes a minister, a cabinet minister, and has been provided with two important portfolios of economics and health. And the new team starts studying and they write to people asking for their opinions as to how to run a proper government, what are all the inputs. So they get inputs from so many people. And these committed ministers start discussing about it. And they say that we have so much of problems, so much of poverty, indebtedness, lack of health, and spirituality also on the decline, moral decline. So a revolution was required. And so they start finalizing some of the schemes. And a few of them we discussed. I'll see whether I can share this thing. No, it's still not coming. Okay. So one of the first things they saw was so much of begging was going on. Everywhere you find beggars because they don't have enough to eat. They don't have a place to live. They don't have drinking water. So much of poverty, so much of unhealthy people, unemployment. So the first thing they start is trying to address that. So they provide, the plan is to provide accommodation in many of the chowtries, dharmshalas, they say. So at least those who are very sick, those people should be accommodated there. And then they started thinking of a new scheme called hand-pounded rice. that would immediately require lakhs of people to be busy in that. So it's a household job, and you get very nutritious food. So immediately two types of problems. One, good food is available to the public and a large number of people are employed. So this scheme was very popular, and many of the temples had huge properties, money, land, etc. Those places can be used for such activities. And apart from that, spiritual teaching also being taken on there. So in this way, both the health problem as well as unemployment to a certain extent, and training them for all that. So that was an important scheme they thought about. I hope it's coming now. Just a minute, just, yes. Enough? Okay. But I'm not going to the next thing, no screen. So the first scheme was this. Then they find that even proper facilities, latrine facilities are not there in many places. I mean, these are all very fundamental things. If human beings do not get even these, how do you expect them to be even normal human beings? And how do you expect that people will evolve? And how can you think these people will become honest and they'll be good and all that? Unless basic needs are met. Food, clothing, shelter, and appropriate time, a man-woman relationship as husband and wife. These are what Swamiji calls it as basic needs. And it should be the birthright of everyone. Every individual should be provided, not only every individual, every living being, every animal also should have these basic needs. And even when that is not happening, then what type of culture are we having? So a transformation of culture is required. And for that, basic needs are also to be met. Then only you can talk of spirituality to those people. You can talk about morality to them. You can talk about honesty to them. Isn't it? So they are trying to address the very basic issues. Then he also understands that a thought force, if we can plan properly, then automatically nature will support us. So it talks about, so deep meditations and various practices can be brought about. And so he was basically a man who was involved in spirituality. But now, because he has been pushed to this, he starts problems which are political in nature. Okay, totally. But he gets connected because of this into politics. So we'll quickly go through, and so he becomes a minister. Yes, then we see them. Then he also finds the problems in administration because it was a country ruled by foreigners. So the administration was very poor. Demand was so high. And so in spite of all that, things have to be changed. Then planning for the good governments. So as I told you, he wrote letters to all of them, and then scientists and artists, all of them, they were giving the suggestions. And he got interest from, we got this thing from a large number of people. He also found that the ministers are staying only for a few years. But what they do can damage the whole society for future. So within a matter of 5 years itself, we have to do some planning. And so he understands the non-permanence of rulers. Next, then they start thinking about the scheme. We saw that the eradication of begging, and then how the hand-bound rice could be this thing. Then hygienic public utilities. So to deal with hygienic public utilities, what he requires is rich people can donate for this, And as well, dharmashalas can be made use of, and proper latrine should be provided, and spiritual organizations can take care of whether things are being run properly or not. Then in economics, it talks about so in economics, again, a new concept of economics Swamiji brings in. So we saw that complete capitalism is not working. Completely government taking over is not working. Completely the factory workers taking, one is communism, one is capitalism, other is so-called socialism, but all these things are not working properly. So then Swamiji comes out with a beautiful idea of all the three put together, and then appropriately pricing it, and also deciding what items should be produced, what items should not be produced. A complete planning, and then taking the workers' interest also into consideration and to the general public. So he brings out a new concept called altruism. So if only our IMF and all these things come to that, we'll find that no need of poverty. Poverty will not be there. Everyone can be employed. And there will not be so much of gap between the rich and the poor. So that was again a very drastic concept. Then the language issue. You know, India is hundreds and hundreds of languages in India. Even the major languages are about 25, 30. So how do you connect all these people? Millions of people speaking so many different languages. So Maharishi and the team, they decide that it can be on a linguistic basis. States can be linguistic basis, and the major language there, that will be the medium of instruction in the government, etc. But at the all India level, because we have using English, and English is an international language, so learning the local language and the international language, English, in that way, all of us will be connected and also will be connected to the rest of the world. So that is how they went about solving the language issue. Yes, next. And then about marriage, that also we discussed last time, that marriage has been an unfortunate, huge expenditure for families. Millions of families are lost just because they have to get their daughters married. So they come out with simple registration of marriages. Go to post office, take 5 people as witnesses, register the marriages, and give a party to the people. All that is required in the marriage is the man and the wife, the man and the girl, they should accept each other, their families should accept each other, and society should be a witness to that. So that can be done within just about 2 hours. And then give a party depending on how much money you have. So in that way, easy registration could be a big, again, transformation in society. Next. And then the other curse they used to have was old man, just because he's rich, getting married to young girls. Like that. So then they bring out the rule that between man and woman, the age should not be moved forward. Well, even today, of course, we think even that is too much, but in those days, even that was a revolution. Yes. So social ages, social issues. Then delinking of ministers and parties. This has not yet happened even today. And that is why we find that wrong type of people become ministers. And they start, they become the most important people in their ministries, but they have no idea at all about what is happening in the ministry. But their words are final. So even for a clerk in a company, in a department, we have a minimum qualification. He must have studied this, then only he can be an accounts clerk. He has to be an administrative clerk, he must have undergone some examination in administration. So for all the posts, right from bottom, from the peon to the topmost secretary of the government, they all are educated and qualified. Whereas the highest minister, he does not have any knowledge at all about it. And his words become the law. So this has to undergo change. And so he says that it is administration, those who are extremely good in the subject, those who are scholars, those who have contributed in the field, they should only become ministers. and they don't have to go after 5 years. They are permanent, just like our secretaries, just like engineers. Throughout their life, they're engineers. Similarly, these people will be working. Of course, if they are not good, yes, they can be changed. But we have the experts manning. A health ministry should be headed by a person who has been a surgeon for so many years, who has worked in hospitals for so many years. Then you can see professionalism in that. But then what the ministers will do, if this were being done by that, what the ministers will do is they will go to their constituencies, find out what are the problems of the people's representatives. So they will go to the people, find out the problems, and then come and report to these people and get them solved. So there will be a link between the common man and the professional government running. So because they can interact with people and that's how they get selected. So they don't have to spend unnecessarily money because they are not the people who are going to sanction all these projects and take a bribe. So these will be honest professionals who will be dealing with that. And they're not standing an election. They don't want money they don't require money for that. It's a great change. Today we have democracy, but democracy run by wrong people. That has to change. Yes, next one. We'll see the next, what is the next screen? The next scheme we're talking about, the functioning of the ruling party. So the ruling party's job is whatever the ministries decide. Ministries means professionals. So they decide. So this ruling party should be able to take that knowledge to all the people, to the parties and to the entire system. So what are the changes required in the ruling party is this thing. How the political parties should function. All those things are also, they've undergone. They're giving great inputs to that. I think we almost saw up to this. And another thing, lacuna we find in the present governments is the political parties are divided on just in the case of, just for fighting only. Whatever the ruling party says, the opposition party should fight against it. No, that should not be the attitude. All of us are from the same country, but they're working in this party or that party. If there are policies which are good for the people, they should be supporting it. So they will not be talking in terms of political parties. They will be representing the people. So this change, again, will make a big impact in the transformation of the society. Yes, so in this way, you see that just in a matter of few days, a complete transformation of a democratic government, the way it will be running, how to solve economic problems, political problems, social problems, very, very important problems, these people discussed. And then after the meeting, when all these things have been announced, then they come out and the public standing outside, they all are very happy about it, and then they raise Valga Valamudan or be blessed, thanking them. In that shouting, Swamiji, suddenly he finds that he wakes up. So till then, all these things he found it was only a dream. So actually Swamiji did not become a cabinet minister. But because he was thinking of how to solve the problems of the people, and in that ecstasy and thinking of all those things, he just dozed off, sitting down. And all these things came as dreams to him. And see this, he's written 20 poems. People who had doubts about it, they can go to the book called Jnana Kalanjiyam and say Karpanai Aatshi. That means imaginary government. And all these 20 poems, that's exactly what we discussed. But what is dream? Imagine if only if it becomes true, how it will be. So like this, Maharishi has on every subject. Now here He's talking about only economics and politics, economics and health, because that was this thing given to him. But I would request all of you to read his book on world peace, his book on Vethathiri, where we find that every subject in education, what transformation is required, in government, what transformation is required, in economics, in as I told you, what type of government, in every area, health, what changes are required, how spirituality can be brought into education, how the human beings can lead a much better life. That why should we have armies in every country? Why not have a common army with United Nations so that no wars can happen between two countries? If at all there's a difference of opinion, we go to International Court of Justice and they can give a judgment on that. Why for that? Maybe they are fighting for some few villages this way or that way. Why should we have a huge army? Today we see that Ukraine and Russia fighting, and we don't know whether nuclear arms will be used or not, but there's a fear. But if any such accident happens, the whole world will be washed away. So we are sitting on a precipice, on a Erimalai, what is it called? Volcano. We are sitting on a volcano, but we don't even understand that we are sitting on a volcano. There is no time to be lost. This awareness that something drastically has to be done by individuals, by families, by corporate sectors, by countries, and by United Nations organization, and all thought people who are professionals in various fields. It is necessary that we all come together and work for the negative people come together, the wicked people come together very fast. But good people, maybe because they are tired, they say, okay, I can't do anything about it. I'm a small person, I can't do it. But we people should get together. We can do, because we are working in tune with nature. And so definitely support will come. So let us, from that inertia, let us get up and see if Vethathiri Maharishi, one individual born from a very, very poor family with no formal education, absolutely no formal education, if that one man, thought force, can make such a big impact that you could go to United Nations and talk. You could go to American universities and talk about science and philosophy and all that. And at the very fag end of his life, the World Conference was held here. United Nations permanent representative came here to receive the aliyar declaration. Just one man's thought. And today, lakhs and lakhs of people, we are all there. And he has given a method also to us. All the steps are given. So on this birthday of Maharishi, his dream, let us all try to imbibe it. Let us be change agents. Let us all become world peace ambassadors as he wanted. We have the potential, and when we start practicing all this meditation, introspection, the great potential in you will be coming up. We have so much of force, we ourselves don't know. We don't know who am I, he says. We have, because we have come from divinity, all those qualities are there in us. And the master showing us the divinity. And the divinity in you, not somewhere in a temple or in a church. Divinity within us is there. All these forces are there within us. All that we have to do is to do a bit of practice and then expand your mind. Your economic problems can be solved without much difficulty. Taking care of one small family will not be a problem for you. But you will not be stopping with that. You can even solve world problems. So today's crowd, today's meeting was just a sample. Today I know all over the world, I think even in America, all parts of the world, today people must have celebrated. But let it not go just on one day. Let this become a part of our life. Maharishi says every moment we live, the food we get is from the entire humanity. Something comes from America, something from South America, something comes from Africa, something is produced in a local field, all put together. Technology comes from somewhere. So every moment we are indebted to society and to divinity. Let us start repaying it. Due return is duty, due to society, due to divinity. Let us start returning it. You will become richer by that. Sharing your knowledge, sharing your surplus, whatever facilities you have. So that is Vethathiri. He didn't name it as Vethathiri. We have named it as Vethathiri. Because some trademark should be there for us to hold on to. So today, from different parts of the world, we have all got together and had an occasion to listen to his dream. Okay, but let us take the next step also to fulfill his dream. Let us try to make this dream come true. Thank you all. Sorry for the disturbance in the beginning. There was no proper connection, was not there. Kindly excuse us for this thing, because suddenly we have come. Otherwise, in Chennai, the setup was proper, but here a sudden arrangement had to be done. So sorry for that inconvenience, and thanking you all. Let us all get together and try to fulfill his dream. And be blessed by the divine. Thank you. Now it is open for any comments, discussions, your thoughts on this beautiful day. Be blessed. Oh, Jim from America is saying happy day to all of you from USA. Great. Asutosh to everyone. India, happy day again by him. Yes. Now, anyone would like to say anything, please come forward. You can, I think I got to say how to unmute everyone. Yes, I've unmuted. Anyone can just speak just by unmuting this thing. They can share their
Sir. We are very happy to celebrate our Maharishi birthday. Very, very happy, and we have to spread the Maharishi philosophy to the whole world, and the whole world became a small family.
Yes. Yes, some of them said that they didn't know that he became a cabinet minister. Yes, he did not really become a cabinet minister. That's why you don't know. But yeah, what cabinet minister should do, he has given to us.
Definitely. I met first time at Hyderabad Maharishi, and his energy is still continuously passing into my body as a waves. I'm very, very happy and blissful state to share the knowledge with all of your cooperation and guiding us continuously online meditations and exercises. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yes. Anyone else? It's a free for all. It's somebody's birthday, joyous day. Just share your thoughts. There are times when we have got to practice meditation. There are times when you have to practice silence. There are times when you should speak also. We have to become speakers. You've got to address thousands of people.
Your presentation was also so better.
Yes.
About Maharishi Vethathiri. He also did a lot of for everyone.
It's not clear. Can you please come again?
He also did a lot for us. We should respect him.
Yes. Respect him and follow him. Okay. Yes. We have both are required. We have to become Vethathiri Maharishis. That is his dream. Each one of us may not be like him, but at least towards him. Our life can be towards in that direction. So every day, morning and evening, we have this group meditation. Lectures we have once a week, but every day, morning and evening, they've given the morning 6 o'clock to 7:30. We have meditation.
Which mudra meditation is there?
What?
Which mudra is used by meditation?
Are you new to our system, or have you been practicing?
Practicing.
Yeah. So, no, generally we link our fingers like this. Okay, keep it on the lap so that your biomagnetic circulation gets complete. So that is the mudra we use. Of course,
It
there are
energizes which chakra? It
Yes.
energizes which chakra of the body?
So it depends on which meditation you're doing. Suppose you're doing Ajna meditation, it will be activating Ajna, Turiyam. So there are a number of meditations are there. So whatever meditation you do, correspondingly, there will be a charging in that area. There's a Panchabhuta Navagraha meditation, Nityananda meditation, 9 center meditation, Turiyatheetam, any number of meditations are there.
Sati meditation also.
Yes. So every day we morning 6 to 7:30 we meet. 6 to 6:30 is a meditation. Last couple of minutes, some thoughts about Swamiji, followed by Kayakalpa and physical exercise.
How many hours do you meditate? 6 hours or 2 to 3 hours?
Swamiji says 20 minutes in morning, 20 minutes in the evening is enough. You do exercise for half an hour. So you're not just spending time on
Meditating 6 hours.
See, if everyone is meditating for 6 hours, how will we be doing the other jobs? So maybe some people can do if they have time. But otherwise, meditation alone is not the end of life. You do meditation, exercise, etc., physically fit, mentally fit, so that you can do something to the society, to your family, to your country, to your world. Okay. So even service is also a worship of God.
For the world is better.
Any other question? So the same Zoom number, password, ID, the same thing can be used. Morning or evening, you can join the English group meditation. Evening, again, we have 6:25 Kayakalpa, followed by meditation, then exercise. So feel free to join. Please note down this number. Very easy to remember. 5, Swamiji's 1958 is the year in which World Community Service Channels Service Center started. So 51958, 51958. Password is 1234. Very simple to remember. So most welcome. Let positive people get together. Group meditation is positive people coming together. Satsang. Satsang is talking about truth. So alone, we don't get that energy. When you start doing it in group, so as Swamiji says, let good people get together for a great cause. Unfortunately, what is happening is...
What will happen if negative people will come?
Negative people join too quickly, but the positive people don't come together. So we need to change our attitudes. Okay. Okay, if there are no more questions, we'll conclude this. Thank you all. Be blessed. We'll meet again. Next Sunday we have a lecture, but otherwise every day you can join the meditation.
Can meditation be increased by Silachara, Acharana?
Your words are not very clear.
Can meditation be increased by Silachara?
Yes, both are required. Purity of mind is required. Meditation will strengthen the mind, and Achara is for both are required.
Okay.
So we have a system by which you can learn meditation as well as introspection. One will helping the other. Okay. Yes, there's so many people just thanking in the chat box. Very good. Yes, thank you, Arvind. You have been coming almost every day. Asutosh, thank you. Okay. With just a world peace song, we'll conclude. Rain may pour on all parts of the world timely and sufficiently. Food grains may grow abundantly to the satisfaction of all living beings. Leaders of all nations may grow spiritually and do good service to humanity. May the whole world enjoy prosperity, happiness, and peace. May the whole world enjoy prosperity, happiness, and peace. May the whole world enjoy prosperity, happiness, and peace. Thank you all. We conclude the session. Be blessed by the divine.
end the meeting.